and earlier in the season when the Cavs were doing bad. But now with the Cavs doing good and Rose hurt again and not helping the team at all, that window is so small now, and Pau Gasol's really going to have to step up, and everyone's going to have to step up and play their best basketball that they've played. I mean, Pau Gasol's already won 2 rings, so I think he knows what it takes, to try to get back to the finals.
That's an interesting point you make, because going back to the Thibodeau's first year with the Bulls, there was one guy on that team, the year they lost to Miami in the finals, that had a ring.
Yeah,
Do you remember who it
true.
was?
Wait, are you talking about on the Bulls?
On the Bulls. And
there was a person with 1 ring on the Bulls.
There was one person on that team that had a ring.
Was it Ronnie Brewer or no?
Nope.
It was not Ronnie Brewer. I can't remember that.
It's about
that
as obvious
anymore.
without being obvious.
Well, he wasn't in the starting 5.
He was not in the starting 5,
yeah.
unless Keith Bogans had a ring, which I don't think he does.
No, but I think he was in the finals with the Nets in like 2002,
or with Orlando. I think he played with Orlando.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. Anyway, I knew at the time, but I don't know.
Scalabrini.
Oh, that's right. Now that's sad because Scalabrini, he.
Yeah,
he hasn't done anything.
Yeah, which, really, him having a ring really doesn't really change anything about that team since he wasn't playing, and now Pau knows what it takes to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anyone else on the Bulls right now has a ring.
Well, but at least they have some playoff experience, like Joakim Noah has.
Right, a lot of playoff experience.
Has a lot of. I think they went to the playoffs. I think Joakim Noah has been to the playoffs every year in his career since 2007.
I believe his first year was the year that they played Boston and they had like that overtime fiasco.
I think that was his second year because I thought I think he won the national championship with Florida in 2007, and then he would have gone right to the draft. I think 2007, 2008 that they were in the playoffs but they lost.
No.
08, 09 is when they lost to Boston. I know that.
No,
so I don't
the
know.
year before they had to miss the playoffs because the Boston year was Rose's first year.
Oh. That's yes. The Boston year was Rose's first year because Rose lost the national championship in 2008 to Kansas, and then he got drafted in 2008. Yeah. Okay. So I think they did make the. I think they did miss the playoffs in 2007 and 2008.
Right.
The 07-08 year, not
consecutive seasons. Except I don't know how great Noah was that year because really he's a guy that once he matured. His maturity was what helped him develop as a player. Right. And then when Tom Thibodeau took over, he's great at unlocking defensive potential. And look, he's already made a Defensive Player of the Year out of Noah.
Right. Do you remember in 06-07 when the Bulls upset the defending champion Heat?
I do. I remember they beat Dwayne Wade in that first round.
I think they won in like 5 games.
It was 5 or 6.
Yeah, it was really exciting. And then they lost to
Detroit.
Okay, yeah, it was Detroit.
And I believe that year... That was the year Dwayne Wade had like a bone dislocation in his arm, and the entire Heat team wanted him to just have season-ending surgery just to be ready for the next season, and he opted not to because they were the defending champs.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty amazing that Miami won a ring, before the LeBron James era down there. It's just
although that was Wade and Shaq down there when they beat Dallas.
Wade, Shaq, and I think Alonzo Mourning was still on that team. He was an all-star, but yeah, they. I can't believe that the Bulls actually upset them. That's when I really started to watch the Bulls a lot because in 06 or 05 they got beat by the Washington Wizards again. And then, they got beat by them last year.
Yeah, Washington will be a tough team to beat in the playoffs.
They've been doing really bad lately, but I agree. I think, no one really wants to play them in the playoffs.
No.
I'd much rather face Milwaukee.
Exactly. And anyways, we're going to be coming up against a quick time out here on the Sports Renegades. We're going to continue our basketball talk and transition into spring training in baseball and see how far Chris Bryant hit a home run today.
The Sports Renegades podcast on SportsTownChicago.com.